Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for joining. We'll get started in a little bit. Thank y'all for joining. We're going to get started in a little bit. Vanessa is going to share a presentation on content creating. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Super excited to go through this creator toolkit. I just want to confirm, can people see that Center of Urban Excellence IG is live? Oh, someone said I can't hear anything. Can you guys hear me? Just tap in the chat if you can hear. Awesome. Okay, cool. And do you guys see that the IG is live? That's what I was trying to do backstage. Make sure the IG was live. Awesome. Well, again, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I'm just going to dive in. Tonight is about, well, first off, if you were ever having ideas or thoughts about content creating or becoming a creator, or just experimenting to see if you're good at it, then we want to give you some of the necessities to get that started. So this is a guide that will help you build creative confidence using what's already around you, your interests, your routines, your voice, your community, your everyday experiences. So there's no pressure to share personal or heavy things. You just have to experiment with your creativity and do things that you enjoy. And also stay true to yourself. So that's just a little disclaimer to allow you to start creating content. So what counts as content? So content can be simple and come from everyday life. It could be a video, a live stream, video clips. It could be photos, slideshows. It could be art that you draw or that you create digitally. It could be memes. It could be screenshots. It could be inspirational memes. audio clips. It could be something that you write either in an article, journal, or a blog. So content is really, it's just a healthy and fun way to express yourself, but essentially it's anything that you create that is content. And so now what counts as your story? So your story is your script. It's a mix of things, right? It's your life. It's what feels true to you. It's definitely not it definitely doesn't have to be personal experiences. You don't have to necessarily live through them. You can get inspired by your friends or family. But essentially, your story is things that you like, what you notice in your community or at school or at work, what you know, so what you've learned, the skills that you've gained, things that you enjoy, and then, of course, things that make you laugh. All of these things are part of your story, and it allows you to build just your script for your content so that you don't necessarily have to think of fresh ideas all on your own. You can use what you have or what you know. So I put in here some prompts that you can ask yourself to kind of identify your story, and or you can use AI tools like ChatGPT to help you figure out what your story is. So some of the prompts, I won't read all of them, but some of the prompts is, what's a funny or everyday moment that most folks in your role, so if you're a student or if you have a job, so if you're at a specific company, or if you're a middle child, or if you're the oldest sibling, you can ask ChatGPT to give you some relatable moments, or you can think and jot down, make a list of some relatable and funny day moments, and then build content from there. You can also flip trends into something positive, right? So something trendy, there could be a food that's trendy. It could be a challenge that's trending. You can flip that into your own experience. You can flip that into your own story. Now, once you kind of curate your ideas and what kind of content or script you're going to do for your content, then you're ready to start creating. And so I think this is the part that kind of overwhelms a lot of folks when it comes to creating content, because they have all these great ideas, but now it's time to execute. And that's where, I know for me, I'm a perfectionist. So that's where the nitpicking and sometimes doubt comes into place, because I want it to look perfect. But in social media sense, that's not always the case. So just some simple ways to create something with no expense, no expensive equipment, or nothing like um, nothing that you need outside, right? So you can literally use everything you have in your home, at school, sometimes at work, depending on where you work. But essentially, this is a list of ways you can get started. So using a family member's phone, friend's phone, your own phone, using the front and the back camera, and or audio, depending on what type of content you're creating. Natural light is always great. No need for a ring light that you see in some of the vloggers content. Natural light is just as good. Using a journal or some sort of notepad, notebook, or notes app in your phone to make sure that you're archiving all your ideas. Make sure that you have everything that you've thought of, and you don't want to lose track of those great ideas. Using Google and some sort of AI tool is also something that you want to take advantage of, because as much as we may think that we know about our community, our city, a specific topic, there's always more content or more details that you can use for the content. So again, relying on AI tools, Google, do your research, depending on what your content ideas are. And then when it comes to filming, most often folks who are starting content creating don't have editing experience, right? So most beginner creators like to just film in one shot. doing it in one take so that you don't have multiple edits when it comes to uploading, or you don't have multiple scenes. You're just doing something in one take, and then you're ready to upload. So here I just kind of put some popular templates, right? So like, if you're just starting out being a content creator, or you have thought about getting started and doing some content, these are some baseline content formats that require low equipment, low editing effort, and that you can really start like building your confidence in content creating. So vlogs, which I know most people, if you've heard of vlogs before, that is a very popular content format or video format. Get ready with me. I don't know if there's people in the room that are into skincare, hair care, makeup, outfits, putting outfits together. Get ready with me are really a popular format. Reviews. So the Bay Area is really good for food, right? And so there's so many great food, mom and pop shops, restaurants, food combinations here in the Bay Area. So um, food reviews, being a foodie creator is very popular here. Um, the last two are more so what's going on in the internet, right? So like, if you see things that are happening in your community, or if you see things happening at your school, you can speak on those things, right? So like, if you had a school rally and something hilarious happened, you can go to social media, make a quick vlog and or a review video, and give your opinion on or give a recap of what happened. And those tend to be really popular as well. Of course, also flipping trends, right? So not only doing a challenge, but flipping the challenge into a way that speaks to you. So a recent challenge is the quarter zip, right? So if you like wearing quarter zip sweaters, maybe you customize your quarter zip. Maybe you redo your sleeves, and your quarter zip is bedazzled or something, or you got diamonds on it. But that would speak to you, right? Because maybe you're a fashion person and you love to DIY things. That's a just kind of a simple way to flip a trend. So once you've you've thought about your content format, whether you're going to do a vlog, whether you're going to do a video, a recap video, whether you're going to do a photo or something audio or written. Once you've chosen your content format, and then you've come out and you've chosen or written out your script, you know exactly what the content idea is going to be now, and then you filmed. Now it's time to upload your video, right? And this part also can get very overwhelming, because now it's time to put your video out there for either your community to see or the public, depending on how your page features are. And so this part, it does take some hand holding, because, right, you've just made this masterpiece of a content. And so you want to hand it to your community, but you want to be almost delicate in a sense, right? You want to make sure people see it, make sure people engage with it, make sure they understand your full point of view. And so this is why these steps are significant, because something that you've made, you want to make sure that the internet or your community on social media receives it well. And so tracking when you post this content is important. Creating a relatable caption is important. Having call to actions, right? So like, you want people to not only love your content masterpiece, but also to come back and subscribe and like and comment and engage with you, so that you can keep making more. You also want to reply to your community, right? So if people are taking time to respond, even if it's laughing emojis, fire emojis, you still want to, talk back to those people, reply to them. And then also too, as beginner creators, what tends to happen is that you're starting to build your community, right? And so not everyone is going to comment. They may view it, but they may not comment. And so one little hack that you can do is get close family and friends and tag them yourself into your comment discussion box or into your comment sections and just have conversations with them. Or if you and your friend or if you and your family members are starting creating content together, you guys can support one another by commenting on each other's videos. A lot of creators do that to help their community so that the algorithm can see their videos. So far we talked about the first steps in creating a content is choosing the format. And then once you choose your format, you will start thinking about the idea and the script for that format. And then you would execute, you would figure out where you need to be stationed when filming. If you need to go outside, if you need to come inside, if you need to go to a actual place, school, work, wherever. And then you final steps is working on uploading the content and engaging with your community. So I don't know if folks have any questions about that process, but the purpose of tonight is to give you the foundation or just the baseline of what you need to get into a flow, right? And then once you get into that flow, then what starts blossoming is your voice, your creativity, your flow, how you edit, how things look, right? But these steps here is definitely what you need to build the foundation. So if you guys have any questions so far, feel free to put those in the chat. Has anyone in this room started making videos or made videos before, or not just videos but content before and posted it publicly? Nice. I'm gonna show this question here. It comes up a lot. So for those who are saying yes, what kind of videos or what kind of content did you make? Do you make skits? Do you make do you take pictures? What kind of content do you guys make? I think Antonio said yeah. Excuse me. What kind of content do you guys make? And then I'm going to come back to this question. How do I go viral? Personal vlogs. Antonio said he makes personal vlogs. That's dope. You know, one thing about vlogs that's really cool is that one, they're low lift, right? Like you literally can, if you have a job or if you're at school, you can make a vlog in between just getting to where you gotta go, right? So like waking up, getting dressed, making breakfast, heading out the door, and then arriving at your destination. Like just those five basic things is so I don't know, I think it's more like satisfying to see those things and see how people start their day or end their day or just execute from going from place to place. Like the vlogs are really trendy. Love hair content. Hair content is also a winner. I feel like that's another satisfying like piece of content that is super popular, gets thousands of views. Um I'm gonna bring Leah up just to help me read these comments. It's a lot of comments here. Use trending hashtags. Okay, so this is another. I wonder if I could put this up here too. Okay, wait, no, I can't put them up together. So let me go back here. So I'm gonna go back to this. So how do I go viral? So in today's social media space, right? In this landscape, the landscape is really saturated, right? So like you have to keep in mind that whatever video you're gonna put, there's probably at least 1,000 of that same exact video. Most often, sometimes that same kind of point of view also, right? So like if you're doing a vlog about going from waking up, going to work, and then coming home, there's at least 1,000 of the same type of videos, right? So going viral in this era of social media is a little more challenging. So I think what has happened in our industry, going viral has changed its definition, right? So going viral could mean you're going viral within your own category, within your own community. So meaning like, I think it's Trey, he said he has 100, you said you got thousands of views on your TikTok. So in that sense, right, you are going viral. Say you only have like maybe 10,000 subscribers, but you hit 100,000, you hit 200,000, maybe even get to 500,000 views. In that sense, you're going viral. However, if you looked at someone who had 1 million, 2 million subscribers and they hit 100,000, they hit 200,000, that is not going viral for them, right? For them, that is underperforming, right? And so I think you really have to think about like what viral means. And in this era, most people pay for their viralness, right? So like going viral means maybe meme pages pick you up, right? Popular meme pages, popular blogs. You might see your video, something funny moment on Shade Room, BT, Revolt, something like that. In most instances, a lot of these meme pages are charging to have those videos post. It's not always organic, right? It's not always like, oh, this was funny, so we want to repost it. Most people may pay for those slots. So it really just depends, right? But one thing I do know is to help go viral is that you need a cover, right? Like you need a great, like something that's eye-catching, meaning like you got, if you're walking down the street and you trip, then that cover should show that you're in midair about to fall flat on your face, right? Like covers like that um definitely catch your eye, definitely will help going viral. Short bits help go viral also. Meaning like, Trey, you're on TikTok, so I'm assuming if you're getting thousands of views, that your videos are pretty short, right? They're probably under 15 seconds, 10 seconds, something that if I want to if you made me laugh in your video, I'm going to keep watching it. So if I'm watching it over and over and over, and then 100 people are also watching it over and over and over, that also contributes to going viral. So something to keep in mind, keeping your videos short, keeping them quick, um, using ChatGPT to help you figure out what those short bits could be, making sure your cover is eye-catching, making sure that it's like mid-flow to where the viewer is guessing what is happening. So it makes me want to go click because I don't know what's happening in this video. So I'm not going to scroll past, I'm going to watch. That's why covers are so important. I don't know if there was more questions. Sorry, it went fast. Let's see.
There was another question from. There was another question from Antonio. He said, the voice cracked. He said, "Can being an ambassador help, like showing off products from certain companies?"
So does being an ambassador help in growth? I think that's what he may mean. I'm just gonna assume that's what you mean. Let me know if that's what you mean. Antonio asked that, right? Oh, there it is. Can being a can being an ambassador help like showing off products for certain companies? Yes, it can, right? Like, um, so being an ambassador, um, one can help your purpose in being online, right? So like if you're just beginning, if you're just starting to be a content creator, and sometimes you can't always think about content to come up with, being an ambassador helps you have purpose. Not to say your own story, your own life experiences is not purpose, but what I'm saying is you kind of treat it as a job at that point, right? Because you are helping a company promote their product, events, or whichever you're an ambassador for. That helps you get into a flow. So it helps you as a content creator creatively. It helps you expand your audience, right? So, like, say if you're an ambassador for Pepsi, and Pepsi has a major audience in the sports space, but you are not a sports content creator, you are a foodie. But because you are an ambassador for Pepsi and a lot of their audience loves sports, you expose yourself to that genre of audience. When essentially you probably wouldn't be exposed to that if you just kind of continued your independent. Um, so yeah, it definitely can. Showing off products for companies is also great for just variety, right? So like if you're a comedy creator and you love doing comedy skits, it could get a little dry, right? Sometimes if you're just back to back comedy sketches, even if you're the hilarious person, the most funniest person on the internet, but to break it up with something like showing off a product in a hilarious way or in a sketch or whatever, it could definitely bring some variety. So that was a great question. Also, becoming an ambassador, whether it's paid or not, is also good experience. Other brands love when content creators work with their competitors. People see that, right? And so, like for instance, if you're doing a brand deal for Target, but Walmart's team may see that you've done these great things for Target, they may come swoop you up and say, "Hey, we want to do a partnership with you." So yeah, that was a great question, Antonio. Well, I want to uh, come in here because you guys are having such great questions, but it looks like we may have our special guest here in the building. So I just want to bring him up to the stage. Please, everybody, clap. I don't know how you could, but clap in the chat. Put the fire emojis. You guys have seen him on Wild and Out. You've heard him on all stages, all over this place, all over this world. He's a Bay Area native doing big things, music, TV, entertainment, you name it. So please, everybody, welcome DJ D-Wrek.
Hey, hey, can you hear me?
Oh, we can. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, what's up, cousin?
Welcome to the stream.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yes.
Hmm.
Awesome. I don't think a lot of people know that you're from the Bay. I mean, I
Really?
know you say it, but like we
I,
got
I,
young people on here.
yeah, young people. I mean, I've been from the Bay for a very long time, so you know, uh, I say it like you said. I say it everywhere I go, and anytime anybody asks me. So just know that, everyone.
And from Vallejo at that point.
Yeah, I grew up in Oakland and Vallejo. So, but yeah, Vallejo is where I first started taking the bus by myself across town, and I grew up with a lot of Bay Area legends. So we all took public transportation and ate school lunch together, and it was a fun time back then.
Well, the founder of Center of Urban Excellence is from Vallejo. So she's in the chat repping hard. And then
Hey,
a lot of people, I don't know where most of the kids are from. I know Vallejo is really big in this group. But yeah, we're just super excited to have you and Bay Area native. So I think it was just we had to have you come talk to the kids.
yeah.
So I'm gonna bring up Elijah. He's gonna ask our first question for today or for tonight.
Well, hello. So my name's Elijah. The question I have for you is that you grew up all over the Bay, Vallejo, Oakland, Castro Valley. What's something from your childhood that shaped the way you express yourself today?
Uh, Something about my childhood that has shaped the way that I am today is the diversity of the Bay Area. It allows you, just like you said, Vallejo, Oakland, Castro Valley. Um, these are all places where we have a bunch of different nationalities, a bunch of different people, and you learn how to communicate with all types of people, which is a good thing because uh, you know there's a lot of us. Uh, we got to be able to talk to everybody, and we have our own language, but we have to be able to speak other people's languages too in order to get where we want to get, uh, if that's where we want to go. So yeah, I think the diversity and being able to communicate with different types of people. Does that make sense? Did we lose them? Hi,
Hi, sorry. Hi, my name is Leah. I'll be asking another question.
what's
With
up,
your
Leah?
busy schedule, touring, filming wild and out, what's something you do to keep your energy right and stay balanced on long studio or set days?
Or what was the last thing you said? Or what? Or set days?
Yeah.
Um, well, a lot of times I take my little keyboard and my little portable studio with me so that when I am in my dressing room, I can hop on the computer, and if I have an idea for a track or something, I can knock that out. I can, just have different I can you know put these different ideas on shoot, I can't even think right now. But I can put these little ideas down, record these ideas so that I have something to do when I get back to the studio. Um, and a lot of times, especially when it comes to filming Wilding Out, I'm always watching different comedies and things like that, and writing jokes and just producing the rest of the cast, and just keeping the show funny and getting as much sleep as I can get because the days are long, like you said. You know,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Hi, my name is Tamaya. My question
What's
is,
up, Tamaya?
my question is, what's a time in your journey where things didn't go the way you expected, and had you had to adjust or bounce back?
Well, that happens a lot, way more than a person might think in in this journey of show business, and in a lot of times, in I would not a lot of times, but in any aspect of life, any profession, there's always things don't always go your way, so you have to figure out a pivot and figure out how to maintain. But you know. You just got to stay focused and keep your eye on the goal, and because just with anything, but especially show business, it feels like it's other people's jobs to say no. And whenever you have an idea, yeah, nah, yeah, that's not a good idea. Oh yeah, we've done that before. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm already doing something just like that. So a lot of times you just have to do it yourself, and then you know, and then people will see your brilliance. Oh my God, how'd you come up with this, man? I done told you about it like 15,000 times. You know, so just do you, stay focused, and keep your eye on your prize.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
You
So I
again.
yes, I have another question for you.
Okay.
So if you worked with so many legendary talents, what's a lesson or funny story from those relationships that taught you something about staying grounded or lifting up your community?
Wow. Staying grounded. It helps to remember where you came from. You know where I come from. In order that helps me stay grounded and just not. You know, I live in my skin, so I just walk around every day as Derek. But then when I see people that don't know me or they only know me as DJ D-Wrek, to them I'm DJ D-Wrek, and I have to remember that that's their moment. They're not meeting Derek, and I have to give them that grace because sometimes I'm not, in the mood to deal with people, or I'm just a regular guy, and then but sometimes you meet people and they when you're invited into people's houses every day, they kind of feel like they know you, so you kind of have to remember that. And and I do the same thing. I try to show people, other celebrities and other people that I respect and just people in general, a certain level of respect, and hopefully I get that back. Hopefully that answers your question.
It definitely did answer the question. Thank you for
All right.
answering.
Hmm.
I again.
What's
Um,
up?
I have another question. If you could give the younger you one piece of advice, but say it like a wild and out roast, what would you tell him to help him stay focused or make good choices?
Let me see. That's a good question. That's actually pretty dope. What would me now say to younger me back then is, man, quit playing around. This is not dress rehearsal. The- You know, just to whatever it is that you want to do, you gotta go for it. Whether it's in show business or uh any aspect of life, politics, college or whatever, just do it because you don't, time is just gonna keep happening. It's just, you're gonna look back and you'll be like, oh my gosh, that was 10 years ago that I wanted to do this, or 20 years ago that I wanted to do that. And I've been putting all this stuff off. Man, you only get one shot at this. And this thing is life. So, you know, all of your insecurities or things that you think, or things that you're insecure about, nobody else is thinking about. They're thinking about their own insecurities. So whatever fears and insecurities you have, just do what you do. And because you don't want to look back in 30 years and be like, oh man, you know, if you start doing something like now and you're good at it, you should have started 30 years late and 30 years before. Because you're gonna be kicking yourself in the behind talking about, dang, I should have started doing this 30 years ago, 20 years ago, because you'd be that much ahead of the game. So go for what you know.
Thank you.
Is there something that you wish you would have done 30 years ago?
Did you say 30 years ago?
That you wish you would have done 30 years ago, so today it would have made you hundreds of thousands.
Uh, Made people sign contracts.
What is that? Can you kind of explain that?
Just not given, you know, I helped. There's things that I don't own that I should own. There's pieces of people's uh careers that I should probably be getting a residual income from. So, you know, be up on the business part of show business, because a lot of times giving stuff away for free, or for favors and things like that, a lot of times those favors don't come back to you, so be on your business game as much as possible.
Yeah, can you kind of give the students some insight on how important it is not only to own your stuff, but
Hmm.
like you said, to like cross all your T's, dot your I's? Like, can you just kind of walk them through what that may look like?
Uh, I mean that it may feel like you may feel like, oh, if I say this, if I speak up for myself, I'm going to lose this opportunity, or but at the same time, people are going to do the same thing to you. So if if you're valuable to somebody, they're gonna and they need you, they're gonna do what it takes to keep you around them, or to utilize what it is that you bring to the table. And don't be afraid if that opportunity is not the right one for that time, because not everything is. There's been so many times when I was a dancer, and I used to do music videos and stuff like that. And there were so many choreographers that would say to me, hey, Derek, you do me a favor, can you come do this video for me, man? There's no pay right now, but on my next gig, I got you. And those next gigs never happened, never came. So this is show business. Get your money while you can, and while you're valuable. So yeah.
What about those students who may have like family and friends who may not be rooting for them or may not be in favor of them being a talent in general? What would you say to those students?
So so what if they don't? I mean, it's not their journey. It's your journey. And a lot of times, a lot of people that if they're not in favor, if they discourage you and things like that, that's them, projecting their fears, or on you. Uh, and you gotta just do what it is that you want to do, because your reality is your reality, and your road is your road. So go down your road, drive down that road yourself. Because when you do make it, in any aspect of show business, or any aspect of whatever professional life you want to go into, they're gonna come around and say, man, I knew you was gonna make it, man. You always had that something weird about you, that was you was gonna make it. you know They'll always say that. So just do you.
Love that. Well, I want to open it up to the chat. We still got one more questions from the students, but the chat, if you guys got questions, let me bring it up here on the stage. Please, please, please make sure you guys throw them in there. And I'm gonna bring up to Maya.
Hi, I'm back. I have another question. My question for you again is, what is one point in your career when you realized, wow, my creativity really took me somewhere I never expected?
um the one time is when I got a call from my manager one time. And actually, before that, I remember being in the studio and recording a bunch of music. And the music was just starting to sound good. And there were a bunch of different artists recording at this studio, and none of us had record. Only one of the artists had a record deal. But I remember after I recorded this one song, I was like, this song is so dope. And then I heard somebody like off in the distance say, yo, he's gonna get a record deal. And that made me feel like, wow, I'm really doing something. That just made me feel like, okay, my song ideas are good. It just made me feel like what I was doing was pleasing to other people. It was something that other people wanted to hear. And so that made me feel good. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you for answering.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I see we got some questions in the chat. Leah, did you want to read those?
quiet. Bro, why is it not working? I, I,
Uh-oh.
What's up with Leah's Wi-Fi?
I know she might be going in and out.
That Comcast.
Okay, I'm gonna have Elijah come up.
All right.
Elijah, can you read some of the questions in the chat?
Sure, I could read some. Some of the questions are, how do you grow and maintain your audience on social media?
Wow. I'm not the expert on that. Vanessa's way better at that than me. But um, for me, I mean, television has given me the has put the eyes on what it is that I do. But I would say just engaging with your audience, having conversations with people going back and forth, not sometimes, in an I wouldn't say negative way, but sometimes the conversations can get contentious. But when people see that you're engaging with them, a lot of times they can't believe that they're actually talking to you. They're like, yo, or those people will say something kind of like just a little sideways, and you'll respond to them. They'll say, "Oh, I just wanted to, I can't believe that I'm talking to you. I just wanted to see if you'd respond." And then they end up saying, "Yo, we're a big fan, been watching the show," and I always say, "Hey, I appreciate your support. On Wild 'N Out. We all appreciate you." So, but just I think the engagement and commenting on different posts that other people have and things like that will it lets people know that you're there. You know. So I think that's if that makes sense. Uh, a lot of people do it better than me because they have millions and millions and millions of followers, and I'm like, how do I do that? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Are
we
we
can
still?
hear you.
Okay, cool, cool.
Did you want to read one more question, Elijah? I see that
That,
you're coming
yeah, I'll read one more question. Let's see. How do you grow more in your industry, starting from a young age? How to connect more with popular people?
Popular people. You mean people that are already kind of established? Is that well, I guess that's you're reading the question, so I'm assuming that that's what that means. You know, it's all about just involving yourself, involving yourself and being involving yourself in the things that are happening. So if you hear about, going to events and things like that, um, you know, when I first started off in this business, there was no social media. So it was really about just getting involved and going to the places that I wanted to be, uh, that I knew that like-minded people would be at. And I guess now it's like sort of the same thing, but a lot of it is probably it's virtually, it's virtual. There's so much information you can get now. You can find out, where something's going on in Atlanta and fly to Atlanta real quick and go to an event and meet the people that you want to meet out there, or, and you never know who's watching you. You might have all kinds of fans and support in New York or all over the flyover states and things like that. And that's support from people that you're not going to get from the people that are local to you. You know, it's I think it's probably harder to become a hometown hero than it is to be appreciated somewhere else in another state because you're different when you go In another state, like in New Orleans, I'm different. I'm a California dude, in New Orleans. But in California, I'm a California dude with a whole bunch of California dudes. So, you know, I think just getting involved and getting out there, and while you're young and you got the energy, go see it. I've been all over the world, Europe, Asia, and just because I was like, let's go. And yeah, I've got to see a lot of things and get involved with a lot of different things because I put myself out there, and that's what you got to do. Put yourself out there.
Dominic asks, when did you start your DJ career?
I kind of fell into that because back in like the mid '80s, well, actually in the beginning, there was MCing, there was b-boying, there was graffiti, there was breaking, all that stuff. So as young little b-boys, we did everything because it was so new. And some people got really good at b-boying, some people got really good at popping, some people got really good at rapping, some people got really good at DJing. And so one of my buddies around the corner, he bought two turntables and a mixer, and he started teaching me how to scratch. And we were listening to Jam Master Jay and just copying what he was doing. And that was in the mid '80s. And then when Nick and I started working together, and Nick got the record deal over at Jive, uh, we had produced all that music that got him the record deal. And he was like, "Hey, you know how to DJ, right?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, we should just do the DJ and MC thing." And so that's what we did, and that's how I got kind of, like, I would say, known as a DJ, because we started touring with B2K and Mario and all the groups of the early 2000s. We were on all those tours, and so I got known as a DJ. And then when we started Wildin' Out, I'm really the co-host of Wildin' Out. Nick is the host, I'm the co-host, but it's a hip hop show, and it's just hip hop heavy. So we play music and we play games, and some of the games that we have involve music. And because I'm a DJ, I get to scratch some of those things and some of the tracks in. And but if you notice, you don't really see me DJing, mixing, and doing all that stuff. Nick and we have banter, and I'm judging the show. Um, but I am a DJ, and I know how to DJ, and I basically I started in the mid '80s. But yeah, so that's what happened.
That's
And
dope.
because I have, I guess a little bit of charisma and a little bit of personality, and I'm not just like a DJ. Like a lot of DJs are so good at DJing that you might say they're a DJ nerd, and not in the bad sense. It's just that that's what they do, and they're just so like concentrated on that talking to people is not their forte. But because I'm an actor, and because I host and co-host and interact with different people, this situation, the Wild 'N Out situation, made a lot of sense for me. So yeah, DJ D-Wrek.
Right from the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
Trey asks, when did you make your first deal and how did you get there?
With um
I'm
record.
assuming, yeah, I'm assuming he means you getting a record deal, right, Trey? Or are you asking, because you also have your own label too, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
So I think he means you. When did you get your first deal and how
That
did you
was
get there?
that was in December of 1994. That was a long time ago, longer than most of y'all been alive probably. But yeah, that's it was December 1994. I'd been recording music since I think I recorded my first song in 1988, and had just been recording and recording. And then I moved to LA in 1992, and then my buddy he moved to the Bay. Well, he moved to LA from the Bay as well, and we just started doing demos, and our chemistry together, me and my boy Danny Bell, um, our chemistry together was just dope. And I knew as soon as he got to LA that we were getting ready to garner some attention, and that's what happened.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Fire. Raina, who is the CEO of Center of Urban Excellence from Vallejo herself, she asked, "It's so easy to try to follow trends to be seen. Why is authenticity important in your industry?"
Because your authenticity, I would say your authenticity could be the next trend. A lot of times, especially like, these record companies and things, they want the next person that's hot right now. And the next person that's hot right now is usually, or the next thing that's hot right now is usually different from the hottest person that's out right now. Uh, so I don't even know why that's always, people say, oh yeah, this person is like this, but he's the next this. And it's always somebody different. Like people say, oh, this is going to be the next Snoop Dogg. We got Snoop Dogg. There was nothing like Snoop Dogg when Snoop Dogg came out. You know, there was nothing like E40, and nobody's going to be the next E40. So just be the first you, um, because then nobody can take that away from you.
That's great. I think everyone here wants to know, how is it working on Wildin' Out and with the cast?
It's great. Um, it's a lot of fun, a lot of laughs all the time. Obviously, people always say to me, man, why you let them pick on you? Everybody gets picked on that show. Nobody is safe. I'm just a straight man on the show, so I can't just, I can't really wild out like them, because first of all, I have to be diplomatic. So I can't favor one squad over the other squad. Um, I can't stand Emmanuel Hudson. Uh, he gets on my nerves, so that's a real thing. So he is funny though, but anyway. I digress. Um, but yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's just like if you're at school with all your friends and you guys on the courtyard and just acting crazy and talking crazy, and somebody's wearing something funny, or they wearing the same thing they wore yesterday, and you just kind of clowning them. It's like that all day long, and we just have cameras that capture that, and it's organized and structured like a TV show. So that's what it's like.
Well, I know everyone in here, we have future content creators, future artists, just creatives overall in the room. And I know that definitely is on a lot of people's list goals to be on something so elite, like a show like Wild 'N Out. So I think I'm just super grateful that you're here. We have one more question, it looks like. I just want to make sure I got everyone. Antonio asked, how do you handle negative comments or criticism on your social media channel?
Um, it's funny because you see those the most, but they'll be like, you might get 300 comments, and then everybody scrolls. I don't care how big of a celebrity you are, or how much you say you're not on social media. Instagram is too easy to just scroll and read and stuff like that. And if you have a post with a lot of engagement, you're scrolling and you'll see like the positive comments, but the negative ones, they kind of hurt a little bit. But then, and sometimes I'll respond. I'll type out a whole response, and before I press send, I just erase it, because it's like, okay, I got it out. Once I wrote it, I got it out. It's cool. Um, but like I said before, a lot of times people just want a response from you. They just want to, he spoke to me, and it's messed up because a lot of times we don't speak to the people that are congratulating us. We don't say thank you to the people that give you the fire emoji. We don't do that. We just, yeah, that's right, that's right, yeah, yeah. What, you don't like it? And then we respond to those people. You know, you got 300 people that like something, and 14 of them have something negative to say. Oh, they're probably in the basement anyway. So don't pay that any mind. But you still feel it. There's nothing wrong with feeling how you feel about anything. It's your reaction that is what you can control. You can't help how you feel, but you can control how you react to it. So, try not to give that negative energy any kind of positive energy or any kind of negative energy back.
I think that's a great note to just say again how thankful we are that you were able to hop on and drop some gems and just advice to the students. Again, these
Hmm.
are aspiring creatives. Most want to make content and
Hmm.
just um, be online and be popular. I'm sure they all do want to, but I think hearing from you was just definitely a treat. So, for all the students in the room, some students weren't able to make it, and I know a lot of people wanted to ask you more questions. Can they hit you up on Instagram or
Yeah,
Facebook if they have
yeah.
any questions?
It's at DJ D-Wrek on Instagram, and on Facebook. It's DJ D-Wrek. DJ D-Wrek is my fan page, and I try to answer as many questions as I can and talk to as many people as I can. Um, Also, yeah, those are really the two main platforms that I mess with. Is mostly Instagram because it's just easiest, and I'm most familiar with it. So, yeah, at DJ D-Wrek.
Will you be doing any touring
Uh,
in the Bay Area soon?
well, I had a show in the Bay Area this past weekend. I was in Vacaville with D Shot and Keek the Sneak and the whole clique, Be Legit, Drew Down. It was a whole bunch. It's just a whole lot of Bay Area. It was just 415100707 in that whole club, and it was a lot of us. So we had a lot of fun. But yeah, at the top of the year, uh, um, Emmanuel Hudson and I are actually we have a little comedy show called Still Wildin'. So it's just him and myself, and we're doing these comedy clubs and you know slanging these jokes and making people laugh and stuff, and bringing that wilding out, still wilding energy to the fans up close and personal.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Someone said Mac Mall.
Oh yeah, Mac Mall was there. That's my guy. Mac
Yeah.
Mall was there. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you again. I hope students and folks in the chat that stayed with us, we appreciate you. Again, he's DJ D-Wrek shared his socials. So if you guys have questions, hit him up. Support. Oh, tell us about I saw on your IG you was filming before the holiday?
Was it filming for the holiday?
You was
Was it?
filming with I forgot what the comedian influencer. I saw you guys filming. You did some behind the
Oh,
scenes.
Funny Salesman. Funny
Yeah, what is
Salesman.
that?
Yeah, so he's got a movie coming out. Uh and yeah, I don't he sells that cleaning product that he has, and
Yeah,
that stuff
yeah.
works. So if you really got some dirty stuff and you or just semi dirty anything, it cleans whatever it is. It cleans everything.
So it's
Uh,
real this whole time. I thought it was just a part of the character.
No, 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 no.
Wow.
He's a funny dude. He's a good dude. And Super Ray was there. It was Lil Bobby J. A lot of people are in the movie. So yeah, they came by the house, and that was part of the script. I was just a lot of people. Actually, that's funny because that has over a million views. Over a million views. and I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of comments, or how many thousands of comments, and you're scrolling and scrolling, you see fire and congratulations, all kinds of emojis like that, and comments like that. But then you see a couple of negative ones that say, oh, black people can't stick together. Because in the scene, I'm not dissing them, but I'm like, yo, man, didn't you see the
No
the
soliciting.
no soliciting sign, man, get off my front lawn, that type of thing. And people think I'm really just dissing him. So I'm looking at that as either my acting was impeccable, or come on, you can't tell that's a movie. You
Right.
hear action at the top of the thing, at the top of the scene. It's action. So anyway, it was fun though.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I can't
Yeah,
wait for that one to come out. That sounds
yeah.
fire.
I don't know when it's coming out, but shoot, Funny Salesman got so many followers and stuff. You'll hear about it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you again. If you guys have questions, make sure you go support, comment, like all of DJ D-Wrek's posts,
And follow
social
me
media pictures. Yes, please follow. Follow him.
at DJ D-Wrek.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, you guys have a good night. Thank you guys for joining.
All right. Thanks
Bye.
for having me. Peace.